The Nets were relieved and jubilant as they picked up their first victory of the season in Indianapolis. Tonight, the scene shifts to Barclays Center. Yegor the Omen coming in style, getting ready to take on Cade Cunningham and the Pistons. It's the Nets against the Pistons in their first meeting of the season, and it is time for the start of the Emirates NBA Cup. As we welcome you courtside. Hey everybody, Ryan Rucco alongside Sarah Kustok. So happy to be with you this Friday evening for Brooklyn Nets basketball on Yes. Sarah, the Nets get some injury news just before the start of the game today. Cam Thomas out with a hamstring strain. He will be reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. Obviously, that means someone else has to slide into the starting lineup, and that someone tonight is 19-year-old Yegor the Omen.
Yeah, and for Yegor the Omen, it has been a work in progress of just how he's acclimated himself on the floor, this pro level, and what's stuck out has been his shooting from three to begin with. But now as he gets more comfortable, getting in the paint, showcasing his hands, his instincts, what he can do defensively, using that ranginess, the length, and yeah, a little bit of flair and flash. We know he can do that with his vision on the floor. But the minutes here have mattered, especially in some big-time moments in Brooklyn, and hope to see many more of those to come.
Cooking up something special with Hexclad. Join the hybrid revolution at hexclad.com. The Nets snapped their season-opening 7-game losing streak, tied for the second longest to begin a season in team history, had 5 players with 15-plus points for the first time this season. Now the Nets take on a Pistons team tonight that has won 4 straight games, and Cade Cunningham, truly a superstar.
He's just grown each and every season, but I think the fun part to watch about this year is the compliments of everyone around him. You look at the numbers and just how impactful he's been in particular and closing out games. This is a huge reason why the Pistons have gotten off to such a hot start.
You take a look behind those numbers presented by the New York Lottery. Big time production in the fourth quarter and during the 4-game winning streak for Cade Cunningham. Coming up, Megan Triplett will get us set for the start of action between the Nets and the Pistons. That's coming up next right here on Yes.
Happy Friday and welcome back to Barclays Center. It's the first NBA Cup game for Brooklyn, and it is a battle between the Nets and the Pistons. Hi everyone, I am Megan Triplett. This Brooklyn Nets team had a big win in Indiana versus the Pacers, and now they're hoping to make it 2 wins in a row. But as Ryan and Sarah just mentioned, the Nets will be without Cam Thomas. He has been diagnosed with a left hamstring strain and will be reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. So for Brooklyn, it's next man up. Yegor the Omen will step into the starting lineup, and the Nets will have Drake Powell back, who's missed majority of the season with an ankle sprain. I spoke to the guys earlier this morning, and they told me the preparation does not change. It's all about effort, energy, and playing the right way. The Nets are back home. Don't go anywhere. Coming up, we have opening tip-off. Ryan, Rucco, and Sarah Kustok have a call. It's Brooklyn.
Rewards only in the app and by the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Deals so right, it almost feels wrong. Only at your local Hyundai dealer. Get ready to start action, NBA Cup. First game for the Nets and the Pistons in East Group B. Taking a look at the Nets starting lineup. Yegor the Omen making his first career start, the number 8 overall pick, joined by Terrence Mann, Michael Porter Jr., Noah Clowney, who's coming off one of the best 2-game stretches of his career, and then Nick Claxton, who has been really good over the last 4 games for Brooklyn. See if maybe Drake Powell ends up back in the mix tonight for the Nets off that bench, another one of their rookies. Take a look at the Pistons starting lineup. Cade Cunningham, Duncan Robinson, Asar Thompson, and then Isaiah Stewart and Jalen Duren have actually played well in the starting lineup since the injury to Tobias Harris. That combo was kind of panned a couple of years ago, but so far their minutes together have been productive for Detroit, even though Stewart thrived more as a backup 5 previously. So Detroit will see if they can continue to get some magic with that combo. And the Nets will see if they can continue to build on what is now 2 straight games of effort and connectivity that Jordi Fernandez likes seeing. Of course, most recently resulting in a win.
You always love to get the win, but more than anything, it is that evaluation of what the execution looks like, what the energy, what the effort looks like, putting those pieces together, and also doing so quarter by quarter. He's still looking for a full game of that type of complete effort, and that's what Brooklyn has got to set out to do here against a Detroit Pistons team that's young. You see the size and how well they've been playing confidently together.
Love the court, too. Let's say that.
Yeah,
I mean, the court looks incredible. The NBA Cup courts always stand out, but the Brooklyn floor is just beautiful.
It looks fresh. It looks clean. Second only to how clean and fresh your suit is looking tonight, Rooks. You came with it. Friday night lights.
I got a lot of compliments coming in here today. Thank you, Sarah. What a beautiful shot there as this NBA Cup matchup is underway between the Nets and the Pistons. Mitchell Irvin, Brent Barnaky, and Leon Wood, our officials in this one. We'll remind you about the format of the NBA Cup as we go along, as Cade Cunningham begins things with a 3. Just 31% on the season, but has shot it well in fourth quarters and big moments for Detroit. Back-to-back fourth quarters that he scored 19 points. The last 2 wins of this 4-game winning streak. Mann slides it to the corner. Clowney connects. The Nets' first basket of the game is brought to you by Hyundai.
We've talked about Noah Clowney, what he's put together in particular the last 2 games. It's just a nice set, well-run play, and good spacing by Brooklyn.
Cunningham gets to the paint. Stewart trying to save it, and Claxton comes away with it. Yeoman in the corner, he got it. Had been a little cold from 3 of late. The other night, went 0 for 5 from deep, 0 for 6 from the floor, but hits his first tonight in his first start. Thompson up under and off, and Yeoman able to save it.
I think what you love is the shot selection. This is the 3rd-rated defense in the league in an early sample size at the start of the season, but those are 2 really clean looks from the corners.
Here's Porter, guarded by Robinson, bumps, takes, no. And Duran, who had 22 rebounds the other night to go 22 points, hands it off. Cunningham off the mark.
And that's a little more like it. And you said it. And Cade Cunningham is a gamer, and he's someone who will take those shots. But Detroit has not taken a lot of 3-point shots and not necessarily shot them at a high level of efficiency.
Yeoman through the lane, scoops it in. Haven't seen a lot of that. A nice attack and touch there from the 19-year-old.
And for him, like, everyone, I think, just needs to take a breath and give it some time. Let him get himself comfortable in the game. And you're taking a look at the same thing. Speaking of comfortable, great take by Terrence Mann. Sucks in the defense. Corner shot for Clowney, who drains it. And this time, Terrence Mann finding Yeoman in the right corner. Another excellent look, and Yeoman just keeps going. He's got Duncan Robinson on his hip, and that's going to be an interesting matchup because I feel like he will be able to get himself in the paint.
Duran able to finish. Jordi Fernandez unhappy with the defense there.
Well, and that's where Detroit finds their production, especially offensively in the paint. They score points off turnovers, they get some second chance, but it's all about the interior.
Pistons #1 in points in the paint, 58 a game. Clowney, he got it. Another 3 for Noah Clowney, who has had at least 15 points each of the last 2 games. 3rd time in his career he's done that. By the way, on the paint points, the Nets also allow the 3rd most. So perhaps an area Detroit will take advantage, as they do right there. Duran with the mammoth hammer. Clowney again. Noah Clowney, 3 for 3 from 3 in the first.
I like that.
Knocked away. Nets active defensively. Clowney looking for another. No.
Maybe a little bit of a heat check. You don't mind him taking that, though, a quick shot.
And Stewart flushes it down with force on the other end.
Yeah, that's a nasty one. And for as much as we're talking about the shooting, quick shooting, you got to get back and make sure you're focused on transition defense because Detroit will look to run.
Here comes Duran. Duran off the steal, can't lay it in. Porter scrapes it away. Now the Nets with numbers the other way. Yeoman to the corner. Clowney fakes, takes. You bet! 4-3 in the first 4 minutes for Noah Clowney. And now Stewart knocks down Claxton. And immediately Terrence Mann gets up and into Stewart. We've seen confrontations in the past surrounding Isaiah Stewart, Nick Claxton, and this Nets team.
Well, and Isaiah Stewart's probably had some interactions, you could say, with a lot of different players and a lot of different teams. It's a part of how he gets under guys' skins. Let's take a look at this situation. Well-run break. Yeoman finding the hot hand in Clowney, who does a great job. Shot fake, drains it. Bench is loving it. Let's see what happens, though, if we could see the inside. Beautiful take, once again.
The previous
no
loose ball foul, Sefton Stewart, is under review for a possible flagrant foul.
Okay, so you see there at the end. So watch, they're going at it underneath. Is Stewart's boxing out, trying to box out Nick Claxton. Another great three. But watch in the middle of the court, there's a little bit of shoving here. Take a look at this right down here, and then the extra by Stewart, and that's where Terrence Mann takes exception. He comes running in for his teammate.
Well, that is definitely going to be something. They could assess a T. They could assess a flagrant one off of that as well. But I would say there's little to no chance that they're not going to review this hostile act and assess something to Stewart following that.
Because that was the first little bit of them, and then watch, there's a second.
Boom.
Yeah, and it's almost at the chest, shoulders, almost near and above. It will be interesting to see what they determine, because Claxton still has a hand on the jersey.
Yes, Claxton's grabbing a little bit with the jersey, and then, which, you know, obviously could have been a foul.
Right.
And then Stewart goes up and in with the forearms towards the throat. Boom.
So that's where, into your point, in the throat, that is. So that is above the shoulder, and that is teetering on the line of being egregious. So I'm not sure how they will distribute this based on that initial jersey grab as well.
They're continuing to take a look.
And while they continue to take a look, you love the start by Brooklyn. There has been a attention to detail, good focus, and a nice level of physicality that will be needed against this Detroit team. And of course, it always helps when you're making shots and draining threes. Big thanks to Noah Clowney, but the ball's been popping, it's been moving really well. And you want to make sure that this lull in time, regardless of what's decided, doesn't take away from some of that momentum that you've had established here early on.
Also the best minutes we've seen from Yegor Dioman, sliding into the starting lineup, making plays already, 5 points, 3 assists. Some outstanding passing. And here's another look at Bohm. Shot up top.
And that's part of it, exactly where he gets him from.
Here we go.
After review, the loose ball foul on Stewart has been upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty 1 due to unnecessary contact. Brooklyn will shoot 2 free throws and will inbound the ball on the side with 24 seconds on the shot clock. Thank you.
I mean, this has a chance to be an unbelievable possession for Brooklyn. They hit the 3, you get a loose ball foul on Stewart. It gets upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty 1. So now you get 2 free throws and the ball back. Claxton will take the free throws. JB Bickerstaff is saying you can't ref on reputation, talking about Isaiah Stewart, but no, I don't think they did there.
I don't. I think the film showed it off, off that situation.
I think that was properly assessed. That was unnecessary contact from Stewart and the appropriate flagrant foul penalty 1 call. So the Nets off to a 19-9 start. We know they had extraordinary struggles in first quarters for their first 6 games of the season. Last 2 have gotten better, and obviously a strong beginning here tonight. Nice pass inside. Porter traveled, and the Nets will turn it over.
You could tell he was waiting to see if he would get Thompson up in the air. That was a great job by Asir Thompson, not biting on that fake, staying down. A lot of time for Stewart to come over, which caused a little bit of a feet shuffle. Foot shuffle, feet shuffle, feet shuffle.
I almost feel like you could get away with either.
I like that.
A feet shuffle, a foot shuffle. They both sound okay. And hey, you know what that was, Sarah?
Feet shuffle.
Into the backcourt.
Jordy was blocking me. Some nice defense by Brooklyn. And again, we're talking about their shot making. You look right here. Great job by Terrence Mann and the pressure forcing Cade Cunningham on that step back. Shots go through, allows you to get back, setting your half-court defense. So much of that comes down to how you're playing on both ends of the floor.
Mann guarded by Robinson. Mann spinning, forcing, no. Claxton the O-board. Threw it behind Mann, trying to catch him cutting. Robinson into the paint. Stewart, extra feed. Circling and slamming is Thompson.
Really well-run break. They were quick on the push, but very methodical in their decisions and where they were passing it.
Clowney has hit 4 threes in this first quarter. Coming off back-to-back strong performances. Clowney fakes that one, drives it, push shot off the mark. One of the things Jordy Fernandez talked about before the game with our Frank Isola was Clowney's drives over the last couple of games has had some bump and finishes as well instead of just shooting the 3. As Gilman going to get called for the foul, and free throws for Duren. When we get back, Nets lead at 19-11 in the early going in the first career start for Yegor at 2:35 and a half. Well, the Nets off to a really strong start here in the first quarter. Take a look at Michelob Ultra courtside close-up. How about Noah Clowney? Most threes he's ever had in a quarter. He has 4 already.
Well, and look at the spacing and the balance on the floor. He's getting them from all around the court. This is an excellent job by Brooklyn. He's doing a good job with their decision-making, quickness in their passing. Yes, Clowney draining these, looks comfortable stepping into those shots. But this is just a well-run offense right now for Brooklyn. And I know you mentioned this before we were headed to break. The fun part about Noah Clowney is that we know he can shoot the 3. Has always continued to work on that efficiency and consistency. 4 already made in this quarter. So obviously most of any quarter of his career. But how he's continued to evolve into putting the ball on the ground, reading the defense, the shot fake, the attack, and trying to finish through contact, some of those bumps, some of the level of physicality as he's going to the basket, especially at Indiana. I felt like we saw that in a different way. And if he can continue to develop that, it's going to be such a great threat because guys will try and run him off the three-point line. We already see that in the ways that defenses will come at him and try and close out on him hard because they know that some of his first instincts are to put up three-point shots.
And one of the things Jordy was talking about before the game was that, look, he did just turn 21, and when you're 21, the body does mature a little bit, right? There's more of a grown man feel than, say, a 19, 20-year-old.
And that's just a natural maturation. You're spot on about that.
Porter short. Clowney trying to show off that physicality. Did not get a whistle. Here's Cunningham, guarded by Clowney. Cunningham serves it in off the window.
And Cade Cunningham is so smooth. We talked about him a little bit in the open, his numbers, but I don't think it does justice to the impact he has.
Man buries the 3, and the Nets are 6 of 8 from downtown, less than 6 minutes into this game.
He distributed nice early, this time takes it himself. Talk about someone else who is increasingly looked comfortable on the floor. Terrence Mann certainly has.
Thompson pops it short. Yeoman flings it out to Clowney. Clowney zipping into the paint. Yeoman gives it back, and a whistle is going to go against Asir Thompson, and he will pick up his first.
What a great job right here. The good vision, getting it up the court. Terrence Mann just stepping out. And Thompson had his hands down, wasn't really quick on the closeout, gave Terrence Mann plenty of room.
Tell you what,
Yeoman may be staying in the starting lineup for a little bit. This has been the best stretch we've seen from him. 4 assists, 5 points, 2 rebounds, and there's just been a pace and a vision it feels like he's been able to access with this group.
And that's where I think the reminder comes in. We were talking about he's 19 years old. He's getting his first taste of everything.
Zaire Williams has the inbound taken away. Robinson gets denied, but it's a goaltend. Hit the backboard first.
I don't want to give it away too much, as we're about to see the goaltend here. Nick Claxton going up for it, but Yegor was on the Nets pod.
Oh, with Sarah Kustok.
And got a chance to talk to him. He is one of the most just enjoyable individuals to talk to.
Porter, back ironing off. Yeah, just a lovely young man.
Just joyful, enthusiastic, but he even talked about that. He said, I want this to happen immediately. Yes, of course, I know fans do, I know everyone wants it, but he said this is gonna take some time to just continue to get comfortable. So many of the strengths of his game too, you figure out timing of not only your teammates, but also of opponents, what defenses look like, all of that. So I think you can't start jumping too quick to evaluations with anything, and especially for players that you know that there's going to be a growth process involved.
There is a maturity from him, and I'm sure we'll hear it and see it in the podcast as well, Sarah. There's a maturity from him, though, just when it comes to that self-evaluation, right? Like he has a level of, I think, security in it. That pass ends up storming into the backcourt and out of bounds as Detroit turns it over. Bobby Clinton firing it into the backcourt. Second season out of Wake Forest, playing in just his second game of the season. Inbound to Porter, who got free and slams it down on the delivery from Martin. 24-17, Nets lead. Brooklyn coming off its first win of the season the other night against Indianapolis. Against Indiana. It was in Indianapolis. Nobody calls them that, Sarah. Whistle here. I'm going to go against.
Colts got a big game this weekend.
They do.
You know, just a beautiful cut right there by Michael Porter Jr. Another well-run out of bounds under play there by Brooklyn.
Now the Nets are befuddled as to why Duren is shooting here. Felt like it should have been a side out of bounds. As Duren hits the free throw. And Jordy is saying he's shooting. Let's see, is it post gather? I don't think so.
Oh no, because I think.
Yeah, I don't think he.
He was. I mean, that would have been his intention, but he lost.
I don't think he
control of it.
Yeah.
Even was able to properly gather it.
Agreed. He never got to the gather.
Yeah.
I think they had a legitimate. And Jordy saying, "Show me that." Wants to see the clip. I think he's correct about that one. Porter to the rim on a nice little roll from Day'Ron Sharpe.
That's where you take advantage of Michael Porter's size, the gravity he has, and you got three-point shooters that the defense is staying attached to on the wings.
Here's Holland, second-year man, out to Clinton, and his three won't go. Duren a beast on the glass, and it'll stay right here. That is the fourth team foul against Brooklyn, and that will be a side out of bounds.
And just a beautiful job right here. You see Day'Ron Sharpe off the catch, and Tyrese Martin back screen. Oh, that wasn't what I was trying to do.
That was a nice pass.
It was just, but a well-run action. And I think because you have so many players that are kind of taking the attention of the defense, it leaves a lot of things open in the middle of the floor.
Quintman serves it up and off. Sharpe, grabbed the rebound, almost took out Clowney. Out there with Porter, Martin, and Williams. Williams in the corner. Off the mark. Nets now 6 of 10 from 3 in this first. Holding on to a 7-point lead. Cunningham fires away. Weak side rebound. Porter. Clowney. navigating through traffic, got fouled, and he will shoot two, as that foul was absolutely post-gather. Just for a reminder for fans, you're shooting if on a drive you're fouled after the gather, and on a jump shot if it's after the upward shooting motion begins.
Well explained.
Thanks. Clowney with 13 points in the quarter. And how about this? Back after a couple of rolled ankles, Drake Powell getting ready to check in for Brooklyn.
And to that point, I think we probably would have seen more of him more often, if not for a couple of those rolled ankles. You hope that for him more than anything, just can feel good, be healthy, be available on the floor. But it's another player that brings a level of bolstering the defense, see how he can continue to acclimate himself.
Just excited to get to watch him and see. Jordi Fernandez was talking about before the game, they had him as probably the best overall athlete in this draft class. Martin, 5 to shoot. They don't have the handle, just taken away by Paul Reed. There's Thompson. Thompson surrounded by bodies, finds a cutter. It's Klintman for the slam.
And that's just lost sight of him. Worried about the ball, and because of it, that's a great backdoor cut.
14 of Detroit's 21 in the paint. Sharp tried to force that one in. Martin couldn't hang on. Here's Thompson, a supreme athlete, guarded by Powell. Holland having a nice start to his second year, taken away by Martin. Tyrese Martin scoots to the hoop.
Not only is that some quick hands, that's good awareness of where Holland was coming back on him to cut him off at the angle.
That three rims out for Karis LeVert, old friend, just checking back in. New 2-year, $29 million deal with Detroit. Sharp fires. Powell got a hand on it, nothing more. Holland controls. Bayron now 2 for 8 from 3 on the season. Here's LeVert, guarded by Clowney. LeVert accelerates into the paint. Nearly threw it away. And a kickball. It's going to be Nets basketball as Detroit turns it over. Timeout on the floor. Nets an 8-point first quarter lead.
Ooh, Nets have got it working. Tyrese Martin. Cookies. Look at him. Holding off the defender, quick with the finish. Nets up here early.
Explore the collection at netstore.com/Burrow. This is Brooklyn. Look the part. Well, it is time now for our new segment we're calling Hello Brooklyn. All season long, we want you fans to display your love for the Nets and your community. Here is Rashawn, Joe, and Samaj, all from New Jersey, recently enjoying their time at Barclays Center. Post pictures of yourselves on social media, spreading love the Brooklyn way, and include the hashtag NetsOnYes. We might spotlight you in a future game.
Love that. Oh, is that a headband?
Wow, I gotta get that.
Headband?
Evie loves headbands.
Does she?
I gotta get that for her.
Okay.
Yeah, Daddy needs to use a headband when doing her hair because I always got stray pieces there when I'm doing the pony into a
Are
braid.
you pretty good at it?
I've gotten
better?
so much better, but I'm still, you know, I'm not nearly as good as Mom is. I got no hair to practice on myself.
No one is.
Yeah. One to shoot, Porter airballs it. And a shot clock violation.
You talked about our old friend, Karis LeVert. That was some great defense, both on the ball, and everyone else did a good job in denial. And we mentioned this earlier. That's what has helped Detroit early on this season. They start the year 6-2, been on a 4-game win streak, but so much of what they have done has been predicated on that end of the floor.
Here's Reed, Euroing, and swerving it in. Beautiful move there from Paul Reed.
DePaul's own Paul Reed.
Yeah, that's right. Nets lost it. Thompson in transition, flushes it down.
This is a tough play. Got bobbled up there off of that handoff. I think both Day'Ron and Tyrese just lost sight of it.
Nets bench thought that Jordy was about to take a timeout, started lifting the chairs, and then he did not. Williams gets some space. Can't hit the three. Porter a hand on the rebound, but it lands in the lap of Thompson. LeVert, the jab step, guarded by Powell. Thompson, not really a threat from three. You see the way the Nets play off him. LeVert in the corner, short, and that's going to be a push-off. Detroit had a foul to give, so it'll be a side out for Brooklyn with about a 9-second difference game in shot clock. Powell eyeing the clock. Guarded by Holland. That's not going to try and rush into a 2-for-1. Not enough of a difference. Here's Powell, and it taken away by LeVert. Flings it ahead to Thompson, who pumps it down. Strong finish to the quarter here from Detroit. They've scored 6 straight, creating some turnovers. Nets have turned it over 9 times. Side of the backboard there. Thompson at the horn, no. And that will do it for the first. Thompson able to wreak havoc. Pistons end the quarter on a 6-0 push, but it's the Nets who lead by 2 after 1 in this NBA Cup matchup. Noah Clowney, 4 of 5 from 3 in that first quarter. And moments ago, Megan Triplett caught up with the 21-year-old.
Noah, you got off to a hot start there in that first quarter, knocking down threes. What was working for you so well that allowed you to find that rhythm?
I got open looks, and I shot them. They fell today. That's really all it is to it.
This Detroit team just went on a run to end this first quarter. What's going to be needed in the second to slow them back down?
We just got to take care of the ball. That's it. Take care of the ball, rebound, and we'll be fine.
Thanks, Noah.
Yep, thank you.
Oh, very cool. Like that little end of first quarter interview with Noah
stuff.
and Megan. Yeah. Trap here after the Nets turned it over 9 times in the first. And Sharp able to finish over Thompson. Nice finish from Day'Ron Sharp. 13 points in that first for Noah Clowney to lead the way. Nets distributed the ball well. 8 assists in the quarter, and a defensive 3 seconds called here against Brooklyn.
And the one area that I know we saw at the end of that quarter, and just something to be mindful of as the game goes on, is just taking care of the basketball, because Detroit can put the clamps on you and they'll bring the pressure. They'll show you some different looks. They'll do it on the ball. They'll also get in passing lanes, and the fact that they were able to, especially towards the end, create 12 points off turnovers in just that one quarter alone is something you don't want to continue to grow.
And they are 7th in points off of turnovers, 9th in defensive turnover percentage. Just a really good defensive team. 3rd in defensive rating, only the Thunder and Spurs better. Cunningham, plus the foul, was able to sneak it in around Williams and just got tipped for some contact.
And just watch how he turns the corner here and does a good job fending off Tyrese Martin and just goes right through Zaire Williams. I'm not sure where.
Does Zaire clip him a little bit? Let's see. Yeah, just a little tap on the face, maybe. Yeah, not a lot.
But Cunningham,
but enough.
Yeah, it's 6'6" with his reach, with his quickness, how slippery he is getting in the lane, and he can go with patience. He can probe, the change of speed. All that stuff is what makes him just so challenging to try and match up against. And we obviously talk about it, his vision as well, the fact he's averaging the early part of the season nearly 10 assists per game.
Tied at 31. Here's Mann. Lost the handle, lost the ball. Thompson all over it. 10th turnover for Brooklyn. Cunningham finds Thompson, extra feed. Stewart will lay it in. And Detroit jumps in front. Jordy Fernandez wants a timeout. And Jordy upset with something from the prior play, discussing it with Coliseum Sunday. The Nets G League team takes on the Wizards-affiliated Capital City Go-Go. Coverage starts at 3 o'clock live on the Gotham Sports app. The Long Island Nets also playing right now on the Gotham Sports app. Going to get to see a lot of the rookies, getting minutes. And this is what Jordy was upset about, Sarah.
And I think he was motioning the tug on the back of the jersey, maybe a little bit there from Thompson initially, potentially causing some of that slippage. And
He also had Stewart just toss aside Sharp, too,
on the back, the left hand on the back.
But the 10th turnover for Brooklyn, it has led to 14 Pistons points. Detroit a 14-7 edge in points off of turnovers thus far in this first half. NBA Cup game. First game for each of these teams in East Group B. The Celtics, a 1-point win over the Sixers in the first matchup of this group. The other team in this group is Orlando. And a reminder how NBA Cup play works. So there's 30 teams, group play from Halloween through November 28th, mostly Fridays. 6 groups of 5 in a round-robin format. Nets group play game will be today, next Friday, the following Friday, Orlando, Boston, Philly, the next 3 games. 8 teams advance to the knockout round, 6 group winners, 2 wild cards. The quarterfinals will be on December 9th and 10th. Semis are on December 13th. The championship on December 16th. Semis and championship in Vegas. And the winning team, $531,000 per player and head coach for that winning team. And we have seen the teams, they get into it.
Honestly, anytime you can compete for something, they have gotten into it. And we talked a lot about that. Even just the prize money, all the players, everyone else involved, all of those things add to the excitement, especially at this time of the season.
And point differential plays a big role in that too, as a tiebreaker. J.B. Bickerstaff actually said that last year, Detroit's games in the NBA Cup, he felt like were really informative and motivating for his group and helped propel them to the season that they ended up having.
I think anytime there is something on the line and you feel like you're competing at a different level for something, anytime you get some type of motivation like that, it helps.
Martin unable to hit.
Ooh.
And then Stewart goes down in a heap. And he is trying to shake it off. Cunningham looking for an angle, didn't have one.
Great defense by Drake Powell.
Cunningham rims out, strong side rebound, Powell. Powell has such speed to the corner. Martin missed it badly, goes off the shoulder, Sharp out of bounds. And after the Nets started hot from 3, hit 6 of their first 8, they have now missed 8 in a row. And here was Stewart just.
Ooh. Yeah, just there's a little bit of the left ankle tweak. So
yeah.
J.B. Bickerstaff gets him out. Oh no, he's still playing.
Yeah, he's
laboring.
He's laboring. Yep. Been playing really well for Detroit. He and Duran have, both together and apart. Holland drives it right side, hangs and lays. Ron Holland the second. Here's Powell floating it up and in.
That's a nice, confident take by Drake Powell. We've been talking a lot about his defense. It's in these short stints, it's been on display, especially a couple of possessions there against Cade Cunningham. But that was good surveying of the floor. Getting to a spot. Great job on the finish.
Timeout taken by the Pistons.
Here's your rookie, Drake Powell. Little hezzy. Look at him surveying the floor, realizes he has some space. Pretty move. That's down 2.
For our new game this season, guess that jumper.
I'm very excited about this tonight.
Yes, we show you a silhouette of a jump shot from somebody connected to Nets history, not an active player. Now, this is a heave, which is as tough as it gets from a difficulty level standpoint. We have layups, we have free throws, we have three-pointers, we have mid-range, we have heaves. Here are the hits. Rookie year was 1989. Final year was 2007, so a long career. Played with Portland, Phoenix, Detroit, Golden State, and then the Nets. Now, let me ask our producer, and guess along, please guess along with us with the hashtag NetsOnYes. We want you to guess along. I want to ask Josh Isaac, but instead of talk back, I'm just going to ask him over the air. Josh, was his final season with the Nets, was that the order of the teams in the parentheses there? Yes. Okay, Josh says yes. All right, so he ended his career with the Nets in 2007. That predates your my time with the Nets by just a few years. Nottingham buries the three.
I'm telling you, when we do this, I need to re-lock in on.
Yeah, because
I get so excited. This is such great stuff, and now, yeah, now I'm really got my thinking.
Right, forget pick and roll coverages. It's all about this. Williams gets fouled by Duncan Robinson, and Zaire Williams is going to shoot three.
Ooh. You think chance to be upgraded on this one? Robinson gets underneath his landing space.
But I don't think so, because he's not landing on his foot.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's almost like once he turned. Good point.
Now, having said that.
So the original foul was 55 to 3, but we're on.
The previous defensive foul is under review to see if it meets the criteria for a flagrant foul.
Now, having said that, one of the things they also look at is the distance to close and whether or not the defender is in control of their body if they're going a long distance. I don't think this is going
to be a common foul.
I think so. Even though I do think.
Now that, see, from this angle, I thought that Zaire landed on Duncan's foot. When it turns, obviously, that's just my poor sight. It does not. And when we saw the side angle, it does not. And it looks like he's aware. He's obviously looking down and aware of where he's coming to get him. Yeah, I
just
feel
common out. He doesn't land on the foot.
After review, the defender lands short of the landing space. Therefore, the foul is upheld as a common foul.
Common foul, 3 shots.
There you go. I think we're undefeated so far this season, Sarah.
I think you are. You are very
Feels
good
that
with
way.
the rules.
Thank you.
You're very good with. Thanks for including me in with that, because I definitely think I
Hey, we're a team.
misjudged.
Your wins are my wins and vice versa.
I feel it. Are your losses, or my losses, your losses too, or no? You just want to stick with the wins.
Yeah, I'm not taking
I
your
may
losses.
give you some L's.
That's
I know.
right. Duncan Robinson is asking whether or not it should have been a foul at all, and he says, no, you hit him with the body. Hey, upgrade your fandom and explore season tickets with a Nets membership. Give yourself more action to look forward to, plus unlock access to the best the borough has to offer. Scan to explore plans. You know, I like Jordy's quote the other night after the Nets win. He said, for back-to-back games, we look like a competitive group. We look like a selfless group, and we look like a connected group. That's the way we want to get better. That's how we see our future in the short term and in the long term. Winning starts now. When you go out there and you fight like this, that's what we care for now and in the future. And who knows what's going to happen. We have 8 minutes left in the second quarter, but at least thus far tonight, there's been that same level of selfless, connected, competitive play where effort has not looked like an issue.
And continuing to put it together quarter after quarter. And I think that's also what he talked about after your first stretch of games, and then the last few, maybe it was after the Minnesota game or somebody said we finally put together 2 quarters of where we had that connectivity. We were playing hard. Now let's see if we can do it for 3 quarters and maintain that type of consistency.
Beautiful lob to the rim, and Cunningham and Duran connect on the alley-oop.
He has just been dominant in the paint.
JB Bickerstaff was talking about with us before the game, saying he has done it on both ends in the paint. We need that to be good, and he's done it in a big way. Clowney fouled by Robinson. And that's going to be number 2 on Duncan Robinson. Noah Clowney will go to the line.
Oof, what a delivery here by Cade Cunningham. He does such a good job. I mean, he's seeing over a double. I know Claxton dropped a little bit, but he's got Terrence Mann and Claxton both up on him, outstretched arms, and just puts it right on the spot for Duren to throw through. And I think to your point, that's been the question about his development, doing it on both ends of the floor and bringing that defensive component, what that looks like. And I think for the Pistons, at least here early on, the optimism comes from, and I think this is what obviously Brooklyn and everyone tries to replicate with young players, is everyone taking a jump. What steps are some of these young guys taking? Jalen Duren now, you know, we talked about him being 21 years old. Cade Cunningham, crazy to think that he's only 24 years old. But all of these players, even like Ron Howard, everyone, Sir Thompson, can you make that next jump that season and do so in a collective manner? And thus far, they've shown a lot of good signs.
By the way, Isaiah Stewart went back to the locker room after that ankle turn. So we'll let you know as soon as there's any update on his status for the rest of the game. Here's Powell. Clowney firing. Not that time. Hit 4 threes in the first 4 minutes of this game. Most threes he's ever had in a quarter in his career. He has 15 points for a 3rd straight game. On the drive, a little push, and free throws here for Javonte Green.
And I think for even a player like Clowney, not to say he hasn't, but when you are pulling out the defense that way, then how are you continuing to then penetrate and shift things, rotate things, everyone kind of playing a part in that once you have stretched out a defense by making 3-point shots.
You know, Detroit becomes an interesting team when you look at the landscape of the East. Last year, they gave the Knicks everything they could handle.
I mean, that's JB Bickerstaff. I talked to him this summer at Summer League. Sorry to cut you off.
No, please.
Going, but we're asking him about that concept, the fact that it took him to 6 games, and those first 2 games, I mean, there was a couple
down to the wire games,
a foul call, whatever, you name it. And he's like, he was joking. He said, I still haven't gotten over that. Because we asked how long it took. He said, I'm still thinking about that. But for his players and those guys to have that type of experience now coming into this season.
And you think about it, Sarah, I mean, now the Knicks and Cavs have, you know, the Cavs especially have dealt with certain injuries. It's early in the season, but it's not like those 2 teams are infallible at the presumed top of the East. Detroit could absolutely find themselves in a conference final if things break a certain way this season. Still have Jaden Ivey coming back. He had arthroscopic surgery on his knee. Tobias Harris missing last 3 games with a sprained ankle. Obviously a key rotation player. Around Cunningham, around Duren. Yeah, they've got a lot to be excited about. As Noah Clowney getting Nets fans excited with 17 in this first half. His first career streak of 3 straight games with at least 15 points. And the Nets clearly upset with that foul call.
Well, I know he picks up a foul there, but Terrence Mann has done a really nice job with his ball pressure. Let's take a look here.
No, it's a foul.
Yeah, he's got his left arm wrapped, and that.
That's no.
But again, that's part of it. They give you a 6 for a reason.
Robinson floats it in. Midway through the second quarter, Pistons a 30-14 edge in the paint. They lead the NBA, averaging 58 a game in the paint. Nets allow the 3rd most, 55. Clowney back to Porter in the corner. Off the mark, offensive board, Claxton. The Omen at 3 is good. Igor Diomen got his first career start tonight, now 3 for 3 from the floor. 8 points, 4 assists for Yegor. Thompson shifting, can't finish. Claxton hugs the rebound. looking to push. He's been initiating a lot of offense last few games. Diomen with space, fires, in and out. Like the confident stroke there, though, from Yegor.
It looks good. Every time he puts it up, it does, and that's exactly what you want to keep seeing. And he's balanced it some here with more penetration of the paint.
Duren gets fouled by Claxton. And free throws here for Jalen Duren. Upset that he didn't finish that. Claxton picks up his second.
We talked a lot about Noah Clowney, and look at how tight Cade Cunningham is up on him. So what does Clowney do? He's driving, and he's using his body. Excellent job with showing off some of that strength, and then Yegor Diomen just steps right into the shot. Good job by Nick Claxton. He come up with a second chance opportunity, a little bit of a handoff there.
So Clowney building on what's been an encouraging last two games. And Diomen really making the most of his first career start. As now you're going to get to see two of the rookies on the floor together, with Drake Powell coming back in for Brooklyn. Playing in just his third game, has dealt with a couple of rolled ankles. Porter with pace, pull up, dished it underneath, got it to Claxton. Duren didn't see it, and Claxton hooks it in.
I don't almost know if Claxton was about to see that. He was turning around ready to block out. He thought that shot was going up. I think Porter was probably intending to put it up, and this is a nice closeout here coming from Thompson. A great awareness and a strong move by Claxton to finish that off.
Ball caught him. 45 all. Thompson hops through, flips it in with the left hand. Asar Thompson, 8 points now, the former number 5 pick of the 2023 draft. Claxton trying to return the favor, and a foul. That'll be the 14th foul on Detroit, the second on Asar Thompson. Nets with Powell, Clowney, Porter, Claxton, Diomen, and Powell. The Pistons with Thompson, Cunningham, Duren, Robinson, and Karis LeVert. Remember, Isaiah Stewart went back to the locker room after rolling his ankle. Here's Claxton, stepping through, banking it in, plus the foul.
Big time. This now is a consistency we've seen from Claxton every single game throughout the course of this early part of the season. He goes right at guys. And that's a good little clutch there as he's going through. Once he feels Duren up in the air and he knows he's going to get that foul call, finishes off. Strong, strong move here. And yeah, that's a great surveying of the floor as well, because that play was initially run. You see Drake Powell coming like he was going to get little dribble handoff, and instead Claxton just squares up, puts it on the deck, and does a great job closing things out.
Claxton completes the three-point play. You know, one of the things Jordy pointed out when he talked about this recent stretch from Claxton that he's most pleased with is the way he shot it from the line. Went 8 for 10 the other night. Said want him to continue to step up there with confidence. He's worked on it so much. Trust it. Thompson floats it to the corner. LeVert, 4 to shoot. Thompson up, under and off. Duren cleans it up. And Jordy Fernandez incessantly shouting 3 seconds. Feeling like the Pistons got away with it. We really have access to all of Jordy's gripes here courtside.
We do. You're doing a good job relaying that. They won't even need to clip them.
Porter in the corner. Connects on a gorgeous setup from Clowney. And again, there's one of those drive and creates from Noah Clowney.
I love to see it from him. Look at it. And look at how much space there Porter then has in the corner. How often do you get that? Clowney's continuing to do a really nice job with it.
Thompson loses it. Yeoman up the floor. Porter on the attack. Can't quite scoop it in, but got donked on the head and will shoot two.
Defense to offense, the Nets have been able to flow nicely into a lot of their early stuff. And here you go, Michael Porter Jr. There's the little head tap that Duren gets them.
Second foul on Duren, 2 on Robinson, 2 on Thompson. The Nets with 2 on Claxton, Mann, and Yeoman. Porter. Jordy Fernandez really applauded the effort of Michael Porter Jr. the other night, said he played really hard. That's what we need him to do every game.
In the consistent engagement, like so much of that, and he's talked about that, whether it's the blocking out, what happens on the defensive end, all of those things, because you know the talent he brings offensively.
Thompson to the corner, LeVert attacks, pulls up, and gets the soft roll. Harris, who spent 4.5 seasons in Brooklyn. Clowney escapes contact and then loses the ball. Probably should have been a foul on LeVert up top. Here's Robinson off the mark. Rebound lands in the lap of Yeoman. Powell will fire. Thompson swiftly into the front court. Thompson all the way in, couldn't stick it home.
Clowney got a piece of that.
Yeoman underneath, Claxton reverses it in. 5th assist for Yegor in this first half.
And this 5 has got length, they've got quickness. They've been doing a really nice job here on the defensive end, and it's allowed them to get into some early offense.
Under 2 minutes to go in this first half. Nets by 4. Duren spinning, cooking, and hitting. 16 for Duren in this half. At 22 and 22 the other night. Clowney again putting it on the deck. Kind of lost his legs and limping a little bit after the drive. Pistons with numbers the other way. LeVert connects. And Jordy Fernandez going to take a timeout as Clowney walks downtrodden to the Nets bench. Well, 1:23 to go in the second quarter. Noah Clowney having one of the best games of his career. 17 points in this first half. And Sarah, I don't know what happened here. He laid it up short. And do you see anything? He just went back to the locker room. There's a grimace there, kind of favoring.
I'm not sure which leg he was favoring, I'm going to be honest. It looks, well, now I don't know, because I don't know if he maybe landed. I know you didn't see a twist, but a little bit on the side of that right leg.
Yeah, you can see him saying ow as he.
And he was just walking off very gingerly.
And he goes right back to the locker room. It's just unfortunate with how well he is playing. So we'll see as soon as there's an update on him. Pistons without Isaiah Stewart as well. Here's Powell. Powell on the attack, couldn't flip it in. Claxton got a couple of tips on it. Cunningham lobbing it up. Duren flushing it down. Cade Cunningham, 12 points, 5 assists. Duren now with 18 points in this first half.
So similarly to the end of the first quarter, once again now here closing out the second quarter, Detroit has turned things up on the defensive side. It's turned into some easier offense. Cade Cunningham once again up top to Jalen Duren. Those two have such a great chemistry, but especially when the Nets have been a little slow getting back in transition defense, it's opened up a lot in the middle of the floor.
I mean, Duren is just a specimen. You look at him, he's 6'10", 250 with no body fat. These massive shoulders, and you see the way, I mean, he is just such a load in the lane.
Agreed. Well said. Well said.
You understand why he dominates the paint. Yeoman can't hit. Cunningham fading away, dropping it in, and executed the 2-for-1 as well. Quickly up ahead. Yeoman waits, eyeing the clock, looking at the bench, getting instruction from his coaching staff. About a 5-second difference game in shot clock. Pistons now in front by 5, their largest lead. Yeoman one to shoot. Yeoman pull-up jumper, rims off. Tip won't go. Thompson has it, flings it down the floor, and nearly nailed it. They're shooting him this year, knowing that it does not count against field goal percentage. And it creates some dramatic moments. Coming up in the halftime show, Nancy Newman, Frank Isola here at Barclays Center. We'll have a first half breakdown. And just being Frank, love just being Frank. Yeoman, 8 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds in the first half of his first career start. Nets led by as many as 10. They trail by 5 at the half in this Emirates NBA Cup matchup. Group play here at Barclays. Halftime. Nancy, a jumper. We'll show you again the clues, and then we'll have the reveal where we show you a silhouette of someone connected to Nets history, not an active player. Give you a hint. The difficulty this level, this time, is a heave. That's as hard as it gets. Rookie year was 89, played for Portland, Phoenix, Detroit, Golden State, and the Nets. Finished his career at the Nets in 07. Sarah, you and I both know it, I think.
I think we do. Cliff Robinson.
Yeah, Uncle Cliff.
That's Uncle Cliff.
Uncle Cliff. That's right, Clifford Robinson. Look at that jump shot. From silhouette to Uncle Cliff, the Audi electric moment. Experience a fully electric Audi vehicle at your local Tri-State Audi dealer today. Oh yeah, one of the nicest guys you'll ever find. Everyone around the net still talks about him with such reverence.
Smooth looking jumper. Love to see that team.
And you remember this play, Sarah?
Oh, yeah.
Look out. Who's, oh! Yeah. Vince said, no, 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 get out of there. Oh, wait, no. I'll dunk it with you.
What a fun group.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate that Uncle Cliff didn't get a little nervous. Like, wait, what's happening here?
Right. Why is this man who's on my team flying towards me? You take a look at his career resume. 18 seasons, was the 6th man of the year with Portland, was an all-star. The season after that, one of 6 players with 1,000 threes made and 1,000 blocks, and had 159 career games with the Nets and some good Nets teams there. Meanwhile, I think it's a good sign for you and I that we were able to successfully navigate a heave. Yeah. That looked more like a layup. How are you taking your heave?
Well, I saw I had my highlighter on.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah. What?
Enough.
Clowney is okay. He's back, starting the second half. Meanwhile, Isaiah Stewart is out for the remainder of this game. Ryan Rucco, Sarah Kustok, Megan Triplett with you. Isaiah Stewart tried to come out, test out the ankle, and things just weren't going well. And so he is out for the second half of this NBA Cup matchup. First game of group play for each of these teams. As Duran gets fouled on the pass. And side out of bounds here.
And obviously, Isaiah Stewart being out for the rest of this game is significant for Pistons. Look right here, just a little bit of a touch. Good collapse overall, but given how much Detroit has relied on him, what he can do in the paint, and you see it in the 3-point disparity between these two teams, a big reason.
Thompson flings it out. Holland starting the second half with Stewart out, and he stepped out of bounds as the Pistons turn it over. Now the Nets turned it over just twice in that second quarter after 9 first quarter turnovers. Detroit has turned it over 10 times in this game as Yeoman loses it in the backcourt. And now that's turnover number 13, the second already of the third quarter for Brooklyn. And Jordy Fernandez using that example to coach up the players on the bench. Here's Duren. Ooh, nice little Euro step and flips it in.
He's got a nice amount of lateral quickness, agility. He's a very, given how you're talking about his physique and his strength, very mobile big.
Porter, well, it's not just how I'm talking about it. I mean, it just is. Have you seen the man?
I have.
I'm sure you have seen the man. Cunningham lobbing it in, and Duren gets fouled.
Take a look at this little Euro by Jalen Duren. What a nice move here. Duncan Robinson draws in 2. And Porter stepping up. Just a little shimmy. And Porter's gauging for that. He thinks he's going to have some just body coming through him. Instead, Duren goes right around him.
Hey fans, the Gotham Sports app is your home for streaming live Nets games and so much more. And it's free with an eligible TV provider subscription. Download the Gotham Sports app now or visit gothamsports.tv to get streaming. Now, the biggest story going into this game for the Nets, Cam Thomas out, will be reevaluated 3 to 4 weeks with a hamstring strain. So there was an open spot in the starting lineup. Yegor Dioman, the 19-year-old number 8 overall pick, steps in. And in that first half, had a really nice half of basketball. 8 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Had nice chemistry with the starters. Here's Porter flipping it up a bit wildly, but got fouled.
And I think not overlooking the fact that Noah Clowney, after exiting the game, going back in the locker room, obviously back on the floor here starting the second half, that he's okay.
And Drake Powell also gave the Nets some interesting minutes in that first half. We saw him do a nice job on Cade Cunningham at times defensively. And look, for Nets fans, obviously a huge part of this season is just trying to track and invest in the progress of the young pieces, whether it's a Clowney or more in the front of the mind members of this year's draft class, especially Yegor, since he was the lottery pick.
No question.
Robinson keeps it in bounds, and now it's out of bounds off of Robinson. Nets ball.
And once again, Terrence Mann coming out with some pressure.
Oh.
Pokes there on, I mean,
might have left.
Yeah, I think it may have last touched Terrence.
Yeah.
But
Porter trying to get it into Claxton. Looked like he had his cheek grazed. Here's Cunningham into the corner. Holland's 3 is good. And the Pistons have their largest lead of the night. It's 10. Holland, who shot at just 24% from 3 as a rookie, is just under 35% so far this season. Clowney in the corner, not that time. Claxton swipes the rebound alive, but no net went to get it. Here's Cunningham through the lane, tough finish, plus the foul. Cade Cunningham motoring through Dioman.
And see how often off of those missed shots or even turnovers, Detroit is running. Cade Cunningham coming right at Dioman, and he feels his arm. He sees it up above, and sure if he got him on the body as well. But that's where the Pistons, if they can get you on your heels and backtracking in transition defense, they can be really effective.
Cunningham with 16 points, 6 assists. And Cunningham sinks the free throw. Now here was Claxton getting bonked in the face by Duren. That foul was not called. 13-point Pistons lead. Emirates NBA Cup action. Porter back ironing off. Rebound clangs off of Clowney. Cunningham busting ahead with the ferocious finish. Timeout, Brooklyn.
Ooh, that was was impressive by Cade Cunningham. A couple black jerseys around this loose ball, and Cunningham turns on the burners. Bam!
Again, I thought it was just like tightness, but, you know, they're being precautious with it. I mean, you know, thankful for that. Don't want to make it worse than already was, but yeah, I definitely felt it. And I did like 2 plays after that, and I was like, yeah, no, this don't feel right. I got to come out. So, yeah, definitely felt it. Definitely didn't expect it, you know, to be, I wouldn't say that severe, but, you know, you're out for an extended period of time. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, definitely felt it immediately and was like, yeah, I can't play like this.
So that was Cam Thomas earlier today talking about his hamstring injury. Let's get a little more now with Megan Triplett.
Yeah, Ryan, after that, Cam Thomas did say that play was different, and the injury is not as bad from last season. He said it's good that it happened earlier in the season so he can get on top of his rehab and come back as soon as possible. He plans on not taking any days off and just being consistent with his rehab and program. He says he plans on staying engaged and being around the team and helping any way he can by giving his insight and being a presence on the bench.
All right, Megan, thank you very much. Porter with the shot clock fading, buries the 3. Trying to stop what was a 21-2 run for the Pistons dating back to the final 2 minutes of the first half.
And more with Cam Thomas, it's good to hear that he doesn't feel that it's as significant as last season, but you just hate to see it for him given how much time he had to miss.
Wow, Thompson soaring to the rack. Yeah, and given what he dealt with last year, I'm sure mentally there's that aspect of, well, here we go again. As Porter gets fouled shooting 3, and Michael Porter Jr. is going to shoot 3 free throws.
We go back to that last possession, though. This one just squares up, drains it. But on the other end, look at Cade Cunningham once again. He's able to shoulder off so many bodies with his size, but also the attention that's drawn to him, which left Thompson open with that backdoor cut.
Now this was interesting, watching JB Bickerstaff waiting for his bench to take a look at this foul, and Luke Walton came to him and said, yeah, go for it if you want to. Didn't seem total conviction, but we'll have a Sprite coach's challenge in a moment. That's right, he has to. Green light's on. Sprite, yeah. And it is an unsuccessful one for JB Bickerstaff and the Pistons, as that contact from Thompson enough to mess with the finish and shooting motion of Porter and to be a foul. And like we said, the coaching staff of the Pistons kind of looked at JB Bickerstaff and said, maybe you could win it, go for it if you want. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of contact there, but just
no.
Happy for JB Bickerstaff and the success he's found in Detroit.
He's done a tremendous job with this group.
And he had taken the Cavs a step further every year after he took them over. Certainly was not a coach you looked at and thought, oh, you know, things aren't working out where he is. No, and he got let go and immediately scooped up by Detroit and has made the most of this opportunity for sure.
Well, and I think just his ability to adapt to the personnel, what the players look like, the system they want to run, and also just getting the most out of. We've talked a lot about these young players and give credit to the entirety of this coaching staff. Our Fred Trajan Langdon running things over there, but just how they've begun to put this together with that type of foundation and those pieces.
Porter with 17 now. He's 7 of 7 from the line. Nets are 16 of 17 as a team from the line. Here's Cunningham. Spinning into the paint, kick out, and a whistle. 3 seconds is called on Duren. The Nets have been begging for this call, and that's why you may hear JB Bickerstaff saying, who's refereeing the game? Because the Nets have been asking for a 3-second call on Duren for a long time. Here's Claxton. Bouncing, Diome a 3. Won't go. And Thompson skies for the rebound.
Looks like he's almost grimacing a little. I don't know if he came down on his leg or something funny.
Asar?
Yeah. Maybe not, though. He seems like a machine.
Yeah. Remarkable athleticism for both he and his brother Ahmed. Here's Duran, who has 22 points, 6 rebounds. He's also 8 of 8 from the line. Cunningham, step back, contested 3. Really good contest from Claxton, and the Nets converge on each other and can't handle the rebound. Cunningham backing in, elevating, and gets the roll. Cade Cunningham with 21. Was all NBA last season. Well on his way this season. Man, unable to hit the 3, but a nice setup from Gilman. Porter. Out to Mann. Clowney barging inside. Couldn't finish it. Ooh, we almost had a stuffed wedgie. And I think we are going to get a jump ball here.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Look at this.
Ooh, this is a great take by Noah Clowney. Can't get the finish at the end.
And look, oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that, I mean, you don't usually see the hand so directly create the wedgie in basketball.
Shot. That was a great shot.
That was a
great shot by our Nets on Yes crew.
Right, because in basketball, the object is to get it in, but in camera work, the object is to get a shot like that.
Especially for you.
Right.
That was as good as it gets.
That's right. Just give me some spillage. Porter leaves it. Claxton in the center of the lane, got grabbed, and Nick Claxton is going to shoot 2.
Let's take a look at this. There was a nice ferocity in how Nick Claxton realizes he's got some size on Cade Cunningham, who's working him and swiping in, ends up getting him there across the right arm.
Hey, where Brooklyn at? It's a BIG party at Barclays Center. November 11th as we celebrate Biggie Night.
Let's go.
First 10,000 fans get a limited edition Biggie bobblehead. And we'll debut our City Edition jerseys for purchase. Lock in your tickets now at BrooklynNets.com or Ticketmaster.
Are you there? You gonna be there?
Oh, I'm gonna be there.
Your word's gonna hypnotize us?
I can't wait for that. Yeah, we're gonna have to work in some Biggie calls for sure. Huge Biggie fan. Do you have a favorite Biggie song?
I have a lot of favorite Biggie songs. I was almost about to say some lines, and then none of them
are appropriate for air.
Yeah, my job.
Allen and it poked by Claxton, caught it on the way up. That's a blocked shot for Nick Claxton. Dillman enters, flicks, can't finish. During the board, Pistons with haste. Cunningham, he is a locomotive in transition. And Cade Cunningham a chance for 3.
When he's on the run, we see this time and time again. It is so tough to slow him down. Look, he almost looked like he was gonna give it up and pass it there, and continues to stay with it, just bodies through how he finishes. He's strong, he's fast, but he's methodical. He doesn't get sped up when he doesn't want to, and it's just another really great move on the break that allows him not only to get the bucket, but get himself to the line.
Zaire Williams checking in for Brooklyn. No, it took a little while for Cade and these Pistons. He's in year 5. Really started influencing, winning in a big way last year. Dealt with a lot of injuries, and then also just had Meek help around him for so long.
But that's where I think his maturity, professionalism, how he showed up, how he worked, was really extraordinary and inspiring.
Porter couldn't finish it. Powell gets a look from 3. No. And Duran the rebound, his 8th. Pistons won 44 games last year after 17 and 14 the 2 years prior. Quintman, the rebound. Another possession here for Pistons. LeVert out to Cunningham. Line drive 3 won't go. Claxton a strong rebound. 6th board for Nick Claxton. There's Powell. Getting extended minutes in this one. Powell as it's swiped away by LeVert, and then a push on Powell. Nets are over the limit. Free throws here for Detroit, because that was a loose ball foul, not an offensive foul. And Jordi Fernandez talking it through with the number 22 overall pick this past year. Karis LeVert was the 20th overall pick for the Nets back in 2016. An outstanding selection at that point of the draft by Sean Marks in the Nets basketball operations department.
Always great to see Karis, and he's had a couple stops here, Indiana, Cleveland, but the career that he's put together and how he continues to just be such a valuable piece, I think, for any rotation. I mean, lineup, not only what he brings on the floor, but off the floor as well.
He's sunshine, isn't he?
He is. Like, he's just a great, you need that, though. You need that different moments, different, it matters, the chemistry of your locker room and the composition of the players that you have around.
Porter working behind Claxton. Williams into the corner. Martin, 2 to shoot. Back to Williams. He'll let it fly. Rims out. Duren the rebound. Williams was looking for a whistle on that attempted 3. Detroit a 15-point lead, 4:30 to go in the third. Klintman lobbing it. Duren ooping the alley. Jalen Duren, who was the 13th pick of the 2022 draft, bet on himself, restricted free agent to be at the end of this season, and he's in line for a big payday as the foul is called on Cunningham. That'll be his 3rd.
And just take a look, a little bit of a breakdown here by the Nets defensively. You've got 2 players that are focused on the outside and the perimeter. That's just a nice take by Klintman just to get it inside. Duren's done his job of being in that dunker spot. Did Karis LeVert lose his finger? I think it was his finger wrap.
Was it? Or was it the, okay. Or was it the thing you step on?
No.
For gripping your shoes? No.
Back. Oh,
Sebastian, hey. Sebastian Poirier used to be the head athletic trainer for the Nets, now with the Pistons.
Get to see Sebastian.
Wonderful guy. Porter buries the 3. Sebastian would always take care of us when we had something going on, you know?
I'm not gonna lie, I could use it because I don't know what's happening with my neck, but
yeah.
Good thing you're to my left.
LeVert can't finish it. Wow, Porter, nice save, but it creates an opportunity for Detroit. Here's Robinson firing, can't hit. Out of bounds, and this time it'll be Brooklyn basketball.
But there was some really nice attack by the Pistons on the offensive glass, and that's something Brooklyn needs to continue to be mindful of as this game goes on. It's an area where they find a lot of production and just some second chance looks.
You ever notice when you have a really bad stiff neck like you do right now, it distracts you from everything your entire day, doesn't it?
At least we got guess that jumper.
Cunningham comes up with a steal and the windmill hammer. Timeout on the floor. Nets take the timeout as Cunningham is up to 26 points. It's a 16-point lead on the Nets, 3:23 to go in the third quarter. Nets had a lead late in the second, but all Detroit since. Jordi Fernandez was not happy with the way that last play was run or not run, and immediately was talking with Michael Porter Jr. about it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what the dialogue or where the discussion went to. It looked like initially when the timeout was called, I'm not sure. Yeah, the breakdown of whatever happened here off this situation, but potentially just not the play that was executed, intended for, but ended up in the other end with Cade Cunningham, but Drake Powell's really been showcasing a good amount of his quickness. He talks a lot about the athleticism that he brings to the table, and you just want to see him get more minutes.
Reed put up the mid-range. Why not? .16 Pistons lead. Sharp. Martin, deep three. Rims off. Nets started hot from three. They have not been in a while. They started this game 6 for 8. 4 for the last 25 now. That one rims off. LeVert the rebound. Klintman. And Williams secures it. Sharp lost it, and then a foul is called against Klintman. And the Pistons now are over the limit.
And you talk about the three-point shooting for Brooklyn, and oftentimes that is a indicator of how they continue to play with the offense that they're generating, because it opens things up for them to get inside. But more than anything, a lot of their focus just comes down to the defensive end and how they can continue to try and stay on a string to manufacture some stops.
Hey, Brooklyn, Boston is coming to the Borough November 18th. Come out and say hello the Brooklyn way. Barclays Center is going to be electric, so make sure to lock in your tickets now at BrooklynNets.com or via Ticketmaster. You know what else is November 18th?
Your birthday.
Yes, correct.
Wait, are you doing that game? Or?
I am.
Oh my gosh, we're
Yeah.
gonna have huge celebrations.
Yeah, Crown Club after?
No, but I'll bake you some
Yeah.
cupcakes. Or I mean, I love the crowd.
Wait, no,
Or
what was, that was a really quick no. Well, you know what? I'm taking the invite back.
Yes, Crown Club after.
No.
I love the Crown Club. It just gets so late.
Yeah. I hear you. No, I do have, like, I go to bed at 9 o'clock when I'm not working a game. We live two lives here. Crown Club life, and then,
Sorry for that immediate reaction.
yeah, no, can't take it back now.
I will bake cupcakes, cookies.
I would love
What's your favorite?
cupcake.
What flavor?
Vanilla on vanilla.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You like sprinkles?
Love sprinkles. I actually, this is true, in high school, we used to have a Sunday bar, and I would just get the sprinkles and put the sprinkles in a cup and eat the sprinkles with a spoon with no ice cream.
You've probably seen me do that before, but you had an ice cream bar at your high school?
Yeah, we did.
Man.
Hackley is awesome. Here's Powell. Williams a deep three. That one's good. Nets, they can get a stop here. They can get some of these threes to start falling the way they were to begin this game.
And try and finish this third quarter a little better than the ends of the last two.
LeVert gets fouled. Nets over the limit.
It's a nice job here of getting it to the second side. Zaire Williams stepping confidently into that one. Just enough room. That's a nice pass and shifting the defense. You said that. I mean, we knew how quickly leads can dissipate or what it looks like throughout the course of a game. So there's still a ton of time left in this one, but it is about chipping away and just some of those little things. The turnovers have really hurt Brooklyn here in this one. Not just by the numbers, the 22 points off of it for Detroit, but also the timeliness that it spurred some runs here for the Pistons.
LeVert hits both free throws. Cunningham will check out. 28 points, 7 assists on 10 of 15 shooting for Cunningham. Duran has 24 points, 9 rebounds. Isaiah Stewart leaving this game with a rolled ankle. Powell, nice little shake. Williams thought about it. Back to Powell. A deep three. Missed it right and short. Holland comes up with a board for Detroit. 1:15 to go in the third. Holland. Step back jumper is off. Ron Holland, the second, was the 5th pick of the 24 draft. Oh, nice setup from Williams. Beautiful possession. Wilson can't hit the three, but really well done.
Beautiful ball movement, that is. And that's all you can ask for. Shots are not always going to fall, but that's excellent creation there.
LeVert to the rim. That's 58 points in the paint already for Detroit, which is their average, which leads the NBA. They have a quarter to go. Williams, step back three, going for the 2-for-1. Instead, found the backboard. Now Williams, though, pressuring. Nearly created a turnover. Nets have turned it over 17 times. Detroit 12. Pistons with a 22-9 lead in points off of turnovers. Thompson elevates and hits. 12 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists for Asar Thompson. Martin lost the handle, trying to find an angle. Williams got it off. Rims out. And that is how the third quarter will end. Pistons a 20-point lead through 3. You're watching Nets on Yes. It is time for the dunks of the game presented by Bigelow Tea.
There's been a lot of them here tonight, but how you like this? Out of bounds under, Michael Porter Jr. right up the gut for the cut, two-hand throwdown, and this time, smooth delivery by Day'Ron Sharp, and once again, Porter coming through for the two-hander, splits those Piston defenders for your Bigelow Tea dunks of the game.
Start of the fourth quarter, Ryan Rucco, Sarah Kustok, Megan Triplett, our producer Josh Isaac, our director John Purcell, Samantha Hickey on tape, Rashid Tyree on graphics. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Holland missed you short on a 3. Emirates NBA Cup game first for the Nets and the Pistons in East Group B. Javonte Green off the mark. Ooh, big time, one-handed rebound from Claxton. See if the Nets can make a little noise at the beginning of this quarter. Wilson spinning, turning. No. Duren with another double-double, has 24 points, 11 rebounds. LeVert locked it up too strong, but a foul. And Powell will get called for the personal. What has stood out to you about Powell's minutes?
He's just super active, and you see it on all ends of the floor. Defensively, obviously, is one area that I think everyone's got their eyes on because of that athleticism, quickness, and he's guarded different players. He's done really nicely on the ball, off the ball.
Duren muscling inside and finishing. Let's check in with Megan.
Yeah, you guys were just talking about Drake Powell, and I got a chance to catch up with him this morning because he told me how excited he was to be back out here on the court, and he just really praised the performance team and how focused they were during his rehab, and how he got so much tremendous support from his teammates. And Ryan, as you and Sarah mentioned, he rolled that ankle twice, and he told me that he's already ditched those shoes and he's trying something new tonight.
Really?
Oh.
All right. Let's check out the kicks for Drake. Oh, nice. Okay. Did you used to do that, Sarah? Would you, if you like rolled an ankle or something, would you be like, you know what?
I'm gonna be honest. I really didn't have the luxury of just like I think I had, which is still good, but maybe 3 pairs throughout the course of the season. So you kind of wore them until they weren't quite as cushy. But no, knock on wood, I didn't have ankle. I never taped them. I always wore low tops.
Duren showing it all. Jalen Duren with 28 points, 11 rebounds. Duren is playing like an all-star out of the gates this season. Claxton just thwarted by Duren. Clowney had 17 in the first half, has not scored in the second. Clowney gets the whistle, and Noah Clowney will shoot 2.
It's now become a regularity of seeing Clowney really be assertive in trying to get to the basket. You see it right here, coming in the body of Holland. Quick with the turn and the reverse, picking up the foul there as he collapses 2 defenders, but he looks really comfortable putting the ball on the floor. And it's not just straight line drives, too. And I think that's what's been impressive of how he's trying to work through and around defenders.
Sarah, you think any of that, too, is entering the starting lineup? We saw Dioman as well tonight, look really comfortable, good, play probably his best half thus far in his ridiculously young career as a starter, his first start. Clowney kind of entering the starting lineup. We've seen an uptick in play. That maybe free him up a little bit, maybe?
I think frees him up. There's a handful of things, and whether it's mentally, whether it's whoever the combinations are you're playing around, whatever the defenders, you know, whatever option you may be on the floor.
Green couldn't finish it, was out of bounds when that ball hit him.
And to that point, and I know everyone likes to, sometimes you're just quicker into the flow of the game.
Yeah.
So there's just decisions you're making or what you're doing, and I think there's a variety of things, and again, that's all a part of the learning process, because for all of these guys and many that have been around for many years, you look at a guy like Karis LeVert, the understanding of, okay, how can I still produce in the same types of ways regardless of maybe what's asked of me or what my role may be on a certain night.
Porter knocks down the threes, fourth of the night. 23 points for Michael Porter Jr.
He is a tough shot maker.
What, the degree of difficulty really consistently throughout the season on the shots he's taken has been so high, and yet he has been able to shoot it well. Foul on Claxton here.
Well, and I also think, too, we keep talking, with his size, as long as he creates enough space, he can get a shot from anywhere over anyone. And I think the fact that he can make shots that are difficult ones, and also just somewhat, he's as true of a shooter as they come, in the sense of he started the game, what, 0 of 5, 1 of 6, or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Still going to keep shooting. Now he's from the three-point line, I should say, and he's 4-9 from 3. I mean, he's got such a high level of confidence.
Robinson had missed his first 3, knocks down that one. He's now 1 of 4. Detroit 5 of 21. Porter elevates, can't hit the jumper. Claxton the reverse plus the foul. Nick Claxton a chance for 3.
Shot goes up, not there, but Nick Claxton, look at him working. Does a great job coming up with that. And then the reverse finish. What a tough basket, speaking of, as Duren's coming from behind him.
Now, Claxton hasn't necessarily had the assist tonight, just 2, but you know, over the last few games, he had 18 assists over the last 3 games, most he's had in a 3-game span.
He's got great vision. He's got good delivery. There's so much you could run through him. But think about you even saying that, though. He's got 13 points, 8 rebounds, and to say, okay, he's got 2 assists is a little below what he can do it. I mean, that is still extremely impressive.
Cunningham has a 30-point night. Boy, he and Duren have been just absurdly efficient. Duren 10 of 12, Cunningham 11 of 16. A whistle here, Porter's grabbing at his right leg.
You see it right here. Look at him just snaking through the middle of the paint, gets Joman on his hip. That's a tough finish, and he's got such variety in how he can attack you on the offensive side. And to your point about the efficiency, they are just highly efficient players, a lot of it based on the shots and the shots that they're taking.
Dillman knocked away. Porter flips it up and in.
Good pickup, staying with the play.
25 for Michael Porter Jr. Duren hops through and could get it to go. Look out. Javonte Green just got clobbered by Claxton on the rebound.
Well, let's take a look at this. Good defense to begin with, forces the miss. As it's coming off, he's coming back for it, and yeah, it just gets Green. I'm not even sure Claxton saw him. I think he was just going for the ball.
Cunningham. Lobbing it up. Wow. Duren with a thunderous finish. 30 points for Duren, 30 for Cunningham, and a 22-point Pistons lead.
Duren looks like he should be like a new tackler or something.
Yeah, 100%. Now you're coming around. Porter from 3. Duren had that one knocked away by Porter. Bounce it underneath. Claxton on the reverse. Nets with 5 straight, 17-point game. Still more than 7 minutes to go. Cunningham drops in another 32 points, 9 assists for Cade Cunningham, who has led the NBA in fourth quarter scoring this season, more than 12 points per fourth. Gilman. Nice look. Martin throws it away. 18th turnover for Brooklyn, their first of the fourth. Cunningham, a dive, gets it back, and slams it down. 34 points for Cade Cunningham, and a timeout taken by Brooklyn.
I don't think that's how Detroit drew up this break. The bobble by Duncan Robinson to get it back to the deliverer. Cade Cunningham with the throwdown, and Pistons up big.
It's all coming up right here on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Well, the Pistons with a 21-point lead on the Nets. Time for tonight's key matchup presented by your local Ford stores. Michael Porter Jr. has poured in 28 points. How about Cade Cunningham? 34 points on 13 of 18 shooting, and add 9 assists.
Cade Cunningham is special. He's been special. Talked about him being in his 5th year after being the #1 overall pick back in 2021, and been through some lean years with Detroit, dealt with some injuries early on, and he now is just finally having the compliments of lineups, rosters that he can showcase so much of his talent. Yes, it's about scoring, but it's also how he can dish the ball, facilitate for teammates, organize an offense, and he is just really, really tough on the defensive end as well.
Pistons lost Isaiah Stewart in the first half of this game to a turned ankle. When you think about the reinforcements coming with Ivy still to come and Harris coming back. Nice play there as Porter feeds Claxton. Claxton up to 17 points. Clowney has 19, 17 of them in the first half. Hit 4 threes in the first 4 minutes. Green short. Nets started this game 6 of 8 from 3. They're just 13 of 41 now. 7 for their last 33 as Thompson gets inside and finishes.
And granted, there have been defensive breakdowns. You could point to that one. Points off turnovers for the Pistons because of the pressure and the miscues by Brooklyn. But there's been a lot of things to like about tonight, and it started with the energy, and in many ways, some of the execution that took place early on, and now it's just about finding ways to sustain it, especially against teams that they've got a lot of high hopes and big goals on what they want to accomplish this season.
Monday on Yes, it's this season's first Battle of the Boroughs as the Nets head across the bridge to face the New York Knicks. Coverage begins at 5:30 with the FanDuel Nets pregame. Then tip-off is shortly after 6 o'clock on Yes and the Gotham Sports app. Hey, the Nets' upcoming schedule is brought to you by Ticketmaster. Experience your Nets live with Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets will have that game against the Knicks, then be home for Toronto on Biggie Night, before at Orlando in another NBA Cup game, at Washington, then traveling back to take on the Celtics on both mine and Jalen Duren's birthday, November 18th, and then at Boston on the 21st.
Wait, that's new?
Yeah, I didn't realize it until I was just going through my boards to, confirm he is in fact you know, just 21 years old still.
Many years apart.
Yeah.
So he'll be 22, you're saying November 18th.
When I turn 39, that's right.
Okay.
Wilson buries the three. So something else me and Jalen have in common, the shoulders and the birthday.
I'll give you one or two.
Whistle here against Brooklyn as the Nets have emptied their bench. And foul called on E.J. Liddell. Tyson Etienne in the game as well with Powell, Jalen Wilson, and Day'Ron Sharpe. Thought it was interesting. One of the things Jordy Fernandez pointed out about last game was that 3 different guys had to ask for subs because they were so exhausted. And we've heard Jordy a couple times this season reference, you know, we have metrics to see how hard you actually are playing. Just observing this game, that hasn't seemed like an issue in this game.
I mean, we were talking about this during the timeout. I said overall, there's been a lot of really good things, and the effort level being one of those. The intensity, the breakdown, some of it has just come from miscommunications or failures to be in the wrong spot. But there had been moments in the early part of the season that the effort or the energy is something that you take, and I don't think we've seen that throughout the course of the night at any point.
Liddell banks it in. E.J. Liddell. Here's Thompson, pull-up jumper is short. Spinning to the rim, Reed able to flush it down. 22-point Pistons lead. Here's Liddell. Gets denied by Thompson. Here's Thompson in the open floor. Robinson kicks it out. Pistons have gone deeper into their bench as well. Here's Thompson. The spin, couldn't get it in over Liddell. Good contest there from E.J. Liddell.
That's some of Dennis Jenkins' games at St. John's.
How about that?
Yeah.
Sharpe with 3. That one's good. His 3rd 3 of this young season. Told you he was going to shoot him more. Thompson. Off to Robinson. Jenkins cuts inside, lays it in. Three minutes to go in this 4th quarter. 119-98.
And Brooks, we've talked about Day'Ron Sharpe, 3-point looks. He's been confident in the past few seasons and how he can take them. It's all about when and the right timing, the moments. But we've seen that stroke and something that he's been really confident in. And we say this so often, these minutes matter. This is still NBA game action for so many of these players. You can say it about the Pistons guys, for many of these Brooklyn Nets players. You're looking at a rookie and Drake Powell, just opportunities that they have. But this is still important. This isn't garbage time of a game that you just kind of run through. This stuff is part of the development and part of the growth.
Powell trying to get to it. He does. He was able to go in the backcourt because of the deflection. Powell pull up is good. Nice looking move there from Drake Powell. 121-100. Detroit in front with 2:15 to go in the 4th. Whistle here against Brooklyn as Jenkins was trying to turn the corner. Pistons have shot it 60% from the floor in this game, and they have scored now 80 points in the paint.
I think when you're that effective and efficient, that's why you look at the 3-point numbers, and not only are the Pistons shooting a low percentage, they didn't even take a high volume of them, just 5 of 22 from beyond the arc, but they haven't needed to. A big part has been both getting to the free throw line, getting in the paint, and that's without Cam Thomas here tonight, and will be for a little bit of a stretch. as he'll be evaluated and about 3 to 4, reevaluated, I should say, in about 3 to 4 weeks with that hamstring injury. And for him, you just wanted to be okay. He talked before the game to the media, and we ran some of the sound during the game about him saying that it doesn't feel as though it's as significant as what he dealt with last year, but just want to be overly cautious. And that is something you absolutely want to do.
Etienne launches a deep three off the mark. By the way, the Cunningham 34-point, 10-assist game. He has 3 games this season already with 30 points and 10 assists, most in the NBA to begin the season. Jokic, the only other player with 2. So 34 and 10 from Cunningham, and then Duren had 30 points and 11 rebounds. And they have paced the way for a Pistons team about to win its 5th straight. The other thing you talk about, minutes always matter in this league. Point differential matters in these NBA Cup games as well.
Excellent point.
And we have seen the way that tiebreaker comes into effect.
Well, you remember the first year in the NBA Cup, and I believe it was it the Celtics that had recognized that, and the starters stayed in and were extending the score. And I think there was some maybe lack of knowledge by that, and some frustrations, obviously, just with the.
It's against normal etiquette.
Yeah, etiquette. That's the right word.
Wilson knocks down another deep three. And a foul will put Detroit back at the line. Take a look at the Nets box score. Porter leading the way with 28. Claxton 17 points, 8 rebounds. Noah Clowney 19 points, 17 of them in the first half. Michael Porter Jr. passion conversation there with Claxton. As Jenkins misses another free throw. He's missed 3 straight, and something happening at the Pistons bench right now. Commotion behind the Pistons bench where it looks like a fan is being escorted out and security after him. Not sure exactly what transpired, but something between a fan and the Pistons bench. Didn't quite get to the cough button in time for that full sneeze. Thank you.
A lot of eyes are still.
JB Bickerstaff just told Jordy Fernandez what happened, and he said, I think a fan was walking out and had a physical altercation with another fan, but it was right behind their bench.
Make sure to be careful whenever you're around earshot of me that you're not relaying conversations.
Oh yeah.
Because you've pretty much given our viewers everything that Jordy and JB have said tonight.
Well, that's right. And I can also read lips. Remember that too. I know you didn't know that, but last season. Now, Sarah, if the 80 points in the paint feels like a lot, it's because it is. It's the second most points in the paint the Nets have allowed in a game since the stat has been tracked, which is the 96-97 season. They allowed 82 at Indiana last March 16th. March 16th of 2024. Detroit with 80 right now, 106 to go.
And obviously, we're talking about evaluation of the team and what things look like in incremental growth, players, individual. Overall, though, the defense for Brooklyn still is and has been an issue, and they've had some good stretches and moments, especially in the win at Indiana, and you could see the difference of that, but giving up the most points in the league at nearly 125 per game. It's tracking on that here tonight or right around there.
Here's three, rims off. Will fire again, can't hit. Falling to the floor, Klinkman keeps it alive. Here's Reed. 6 to shoot. Jenkins a three, won't go. Hits the floor again, volleys into the arms of Reed. Into the corner, Green buries the three. On a multi-effort possession. The shot clock turned off. All cosmetic at this point. Jenkins comes up with a steal. Racing into the lane, misses the dunk. Now Reed will try it and get fouled.
Jenkins feels the defender coming from behind, just a little bit short on that from when he left in the previous possession. A couple second chance opportunities and some razzle-dazzle by Reed, getting it behind the back. And this is to your point, as you just brought up the NBA Cup and the differential where it makes a difference. Because on this last possession, you probably would have had Jenkins pull it back out, let time expire, let it run out. Instead, you got a circumstance where what you're trying to do, and if you're trying to compete in the cup, is to score as many points as possible.
3 seconds left. Wilson lets it fly and knocks it down with 0.5 to go. And that will do it. The Pistons take down the Nets in this Emirates NBA Cup matchup. 125-107, the final. Nets started fast, but Detroit uses a big second half to pull off the victory. That's going to wrap things up from Barclays Center. Coming up on the S Network, stay tuned for the Honda postgame show. Nancy Newman and Frank Isola. Special thanks to producer Josh Isaac, director John Purcell, Mike Webb, and our executive producer is Jared Ames Bojnak. Join us again Sunday as the Nets take on the Knicks at Madison Square Garden. Coverage begins at 5:30 on Yes, with tip-off coming shortly after 6. Once again, the final score, the Pistons 125 and the Nets 107. For Sarah Kustok, Megan Triplett, and our entire Nets on Yes crew, I'm Ryan Rucco saying so long from Brooklyn. Post-game show, Nancy and Frank is coming up. Right.
Max One Music. пошла, обернулась, воротилась.